now here we are in week 2, and it's a very exciting time because you are finally going to pitch your learning game. Now this is a learning game that you're going to develop over the course of, over the rest of the course, over the course of the course. So if you, there's a bunch of things to keep in mind when you're trying to put together a pitch for a learning game. One thing is, pick something and that you really want to teach, because sometimes when you get frustrated, it'll be great to love what you're doing in order to pull you through, but it'll also, it's so much easier to make a learning game when you really fully understand what is fun, what is interesting about the topic you want to teach. When we start our learning game process, we are always, the first thing we always do is talk to experts, talk to people who really engage with whatever subject matter we're trying to teach, and we ask them what's fun about it, and we ask them what engages them about it, and that usually helps us come up with the core mechanics pretty quickly. Another thing you want to do for your pitch is, like your curriculum last week, you want to keep in mind who your audience is. So are you aiming for preschoolers or college students? Those are pretty different audiences, and they have different sort of needs mentally and attention-wise, and what they're capable of doing with their hands or their bodies. So you want to keep that sort of thing in mind. And then you want to sort of think through what context you're doing it in. Is this after school? Is this part of a formal economics class? Is this, like a park game, like people are walking by and they're going to be drawn into your game? Like all those sorts of things really matter too when you're thinking about what you want to teach and how you want to present it. So another thing to think about, and this is not limited to all game design, learning game design, but it is really important for this class, is to think about scale. We're going to have you build these games ultimately in any tool you want. They can be paper, so you could share videos of you doing these games in person with paper or something in order to sort of help us understand what it is, as well as maybe an accompanying PowerPoint or something that has all the pieces in it. But you may also be doing this digitally. You may be using our GameBlocks tool, you may be using some other tool, or you may be a master coder, and that's all fine. But think about scale and what you want to do for this class. So let's say that you're like, I want to make a game that's about going to Mars. You are not going to be able to make a game about the entirety of going to Mars in this class because there's a lot involved. It's really complex. But let's say you wanted to make a game about, you could just pick a small part of that. So like, I want to make a game about trying to build a colony on Mars. I just focus in on a few really key things you want to teach and really do those well. Really pick a small piece, just a small piece of a really big topic. Again, something like climate change might be really hard to do, but figuring out how to explain carbon capture in the atmosphere. Like some small part of it might be a really interesting game, and something I think you can much more easily realize in the span of time of this class than to like try and really explain all the complexities of climate change. So put together your pitch. You can do it in video form, you can do it in text, like a paper or a PDF, and upload it to the forums, and then review other people's. We already have some video about how to give good peer feedback. Please check that out. Really engaging with other people and giving good peer feedback is an important part of this class. It's good for you not only to give other people feedback and for you to get feedback from other people, because then you can know how to grow your game, but you can also see what other ideas people have and how other people are thinking through these challenges, and I guarantee you'll get something out of it. All right, thanks. See you next week.